Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Lady Calamere, and this is my 100th video. Yay! So, beautiful people, and my wonderful subscribers, I am doing a presentation on Kwan Yin. Kwan Yin is really interesting. She's very powerful. She's a savior. She's very motherly, and she's in several religions, and she has 33 forms, which 7 are actually female, the rest are male. Did you know that? Did you know Kwan Yin was originally seen as male, and she didn't make the transformation to female till much later? Kwan Yin is known, of course, in Buddhism as a Bodhisattva. A Bodhisattva is one who has attained enlightenment to become a Buddha, but makes an oath to about 10,000 Buddhas to not attain Buddhahood until all suffering has ended, till sentient beings are out of misery, till sentient beings has achieved enlightenment, so they are bodhisattvas, not Buddhas. In Taoism, she's known as a goddess. And one of her most famous form is Mioshan, even though she's also known in Mioshan as Buddhism. Also, she is found even in Japan in Shinto shrines. Why are they being so calm? My God. They are being calm. That's Joker, and the other one's Loki. They are calm today. Let's not jinx it, even though it's pretty funny how they act. I don't want my porcelain statue. So Mioshan, I know you're going to ask me about her feminine forms, and she has quite a few female feminine forms. And out of the 7, oh no, okay, I thought they were going to do something terrible to me. She is a nun. We have her as a nun, an officer's wife, a Brahmin woman, a lay woman, a housewife, an ordinary woman, and a young girl. Now, for Tara, there are differences because the energies are different. The closest Tara she comes to is definitely White Tara. She's out of all the Tara, she is closest to White Tara, as her energy. Kwan Yin, like I said, was Kuan Yin. Now, Kuan Yin, where did Kuan Yin come from? Well, from the Sanskrit. Well, Kuan Yin is a Chinese word, the translation from a very powerful Bodhisattva, or more like a Buddha, I would say. And that's Avalokiteshvara. So when that came from India, from the Sanskrit word, It was translated in Chinese as Kwan Yin, and then to Kwan Yin, I'm sorry, not Kwan Yin, Kwan Yin, which means Kwan Yin, she who hears the sounds of the world, also she who hears the cries of the world. Also, now the Kuan Yin also has a direct translation from the Sanskrit word, from a word that means she who is clad in white. And the Sanskrit word is what is it called? Pandaravasini, means she who is clad in white. Interesting, because white is the color of Kuan Yin. I use the flower altar cloth because Kuan Yin is very fond of flowers. Her element is water. Her number is 19. Kuan Yin is very powerful. She really doesn't have a dark shadow side. And as you can see, this is one where she's riding a mystical creature, almost like a lion creature called a Hu, H-O-U, which is hard to get, as well as the lion form. Now, the reason for that is when you see Kuan Yin riding a lion, she's very peaceful, but as you see the Hu, H-O-U, which is a mystical creature, but also the lion is also a fierce animal, which shows that she has control of the mind, and that she also has control over animal aggressions. But also the one that's on the lion is very popular, well, as popular as can be, for rape victims. Now, in China, rape was used as a weapon. And you gotta understand is that it, you know, being it was very patriarchal, and I'll tell you, I'm not for communism. I'm not for the government telling you what you can and can't do and what you can and can't own and being in your business. I'm just not going to get political into this. But however, Kuan Yin, when she's riding on the lion, she is, that aspect is great for rape victims, and it wasn't popular for the men. And I'm not saying women do not rape. I'm just saying it was a thing to use against women. So if a woman got raped, sometimes her parents would throw her out, and the only place she would have to go is to live with her rapist and to marry him, where she can be with him and be raped because it was her fault. That's how it was seen, that she was a slut. So, and that's not true. So of course, Kuan Yin's not going to be popular on the lion with the patriarchal society like that. Now, as Kuan Yin has said that, you know, she has she's seen on different mounts and seen different poses, but for those who cannot afford a statue, they say that she's so powerful that you can take her, write her name on a piece of paper, and that would be good enough. So you could put that on a makeshift altar with a piece of paper with her name. Nowadays you can print something out. I mean, you can, if you don't even have a printer, you can go to a library and use the computer to print it out and use that as an offering, which she will accept. Kuan Yin is a very approachable entity. She is for everyone that wants her. She's very approachable. So if you are very shy among the spirits, she is your Bodhisattva. In Taoism, she is your goddess. So she's not just for Buddhists. And now she's transcending. You'll see her, in people in different religions will call her. She is a Messiah, a Savior. One thing she does not ask you to do is to be a complete martyr and always put everyone first and put yourself last and, throw yourself on a cross, have people sacrifice you and not take care of your own needs. No, you need to take care of your needs, of course. Now, some people have the martyr syndrome, which is not good either. Well, let me get some of these. Let me show you something very pretty. I have a Kwan Yin oracle, and they are very beautiful cards. The artwork is just phenomenal. Sorry, I have it upside down. Kwan Yin's most famous story in China is the girl Mioshan. Kwan Yin sacred island is the Puto'o Island. I hope I'm saying it right. And people, devotees, will go there to worship. It's like going to the Holy Land for Christians, the Israel parts of the, what they call it, the Holy Land. And it's like going for an Islamic going to Mecca. So that's her sacred pilgrimage site. So she's seen in Japan, she's Kanan. She has different spellings. In Vietnam, she's known as Quam Am. So she has different spellings with a K, U-A-N, Y-A-N, K-W-A-N, Y-I-N, Q, W-A-N, Y-I-N. So some of her symbolism and some of her attributes, and I'll name them here, is a sutra vase in which she pours out amrita, lotus, a rosary, willow branch. So that's definitely her thing. She also has, for her symbolism, is flowing robes. In fact, where her hair is covered in a white robe and she's all depicted in white robe shows that she is a goddess of wives and fertility, especially if she's holding babies. She is seen riding different mounts. A lion, or Hu, H-O-U. A dragon. I have another image of her that's riding a dragon. I'll have to find it. A giant carp and a dolphin. Some of her stones that definitely associate with her and that she holds is a white pearl. Dioptase is a good stone to use for her. That was my last presentation. Oh my God, they were so calm. And it's during the day again, guys. Well, late afternoon. I was sick earlier, so I couldn't do anything. I was really sick. A stone called Ye Ming Zhu. Yeh. Next word Ming. Next word Zhu. Kunzite. Selenite. Jade. Green jade, especially white precious jade. Pink opals. White, like very white moonstones. Her astrological planetary sign is the moon. And if I didn't say this before, her element is water. So her sense is lotus, essential oils, lotus, rose oil, sandalwood, chamomile, especially German chamomile. That has a different scent than rose chamomile. Willow she uses to exorcise spirits. Now it says that like in Chinese shamanism, when a willow branch is used for exorcism of your home, so you could use that to exorcise spirits. Willow is very powerful. And also willow branch deals with the goddess. You could use a willow wand. It's very feminine. So she is sometimes seen even with they try to give her as many arms to represent 1,000 arms, and each hand has she'll have over 1,000 eyes. She'll have eyes in her face, she'll have eyes everywhere and on each of her hands. And I've seen the Japan Senju Konan, she'll hold different things, and like even a skull. She is very peaceful. She is not in any way a dark goddess or a dark spirit. So if you have problems with dark spirits, well then this is your lady. I don't have problems with dark goddesses and gods. I don't, you know me. So some of her offerings that you can give her, and she doesn't expect a lot, but people give her oranges. Peach is also another symbol I forgot to tell you about, but it's also one of the things that the Buddha gave her so that she could eat, so she doesn't have to, that's peach of immortality, where she doesn't have to eat or drink. Really, cat? Oh, my cats came here. Where she doesn't have to eat or drink. So peaches are a suggested offering. Water. You can give her water. You can give her flowers. She loves and adores flowers. Incense. Pomegranates. oolong tea, especially Iron Goddess oolong tea. And there's a story behind that one. Anything white is a good offering for her. And even chocolate, even candies. You could give her like regular chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate, sweet things, sweet candies. So there's a story about why the Iron Goddess oolong tea is that there was once a poor man who was a farmer, and he walked up by this temple that was abandoned, and it was a temple to Kwan Yin, and he walked past it at least twice every day. He was very sad because of its condition. So one day he decided to sweep it because he was a devotee to Kwan Yin. And he would light incense before this iron statue of Kwan Yin. So one night in his dream, she appeared to him and told him, "My dear devotee, there is some treasure in that cave behind the temple that you take care of. You should go there. But remember, when you get the treasure, make sure that you share it with others." So he wakes up and he eagerly goes to the temple again. And of course, after taking care of it, he searched the cave, but he only found one single tea plant shoot. But he says, well, this must be what it is. So he cultivated it. Now, what happened is, this single tea plant shoot became the most finest oolong tea, even to this day. And he called it Iron Goddess of Mercy tea. Well, that's what it's called. And it's also known as Iron Buddha, also as well as Iron Bodhisattva. And he made loads of money. What a treasure it was. And what he did, he became so prosperous that he used some of the proceeds to repair the temple and to expand the temple. So this tea is grown in Fujian and Taiwan. And like to this day, still considered one of the finest oolong tea. Sacred days to Kuan Yin to contact this wonderful Bodhisattva of mercy and kindness is you can use the full moon to contact her. Also, the 1st and 15th the 1st and 15th of each lunar month. Okay, so that's actually the new moon and the full moon. So the 19th day of the 2nd Chinese month is Kuan Yin's birthday. So then we have the 19th day of the 6th Chinese month, which commemorates and honors the day when Kuan Yin became a Bodhisattva, when she took her oath. Now, the 19th day of the 9th month is when she first wore her sacred pearls. So that is another sacred day to her. So those are the days you can honor her. Now, July 12th, this is now more of a conventional day that celebrates, again, where we celebrate across the world, where she makes, you know, the vows of enlightenment to help humanity. So now they picked like July 12th. So right around that area. So Kuan Yin is especially great for women, for representation of all girls and women, especially during patriarchal times where now they have someone they can look up to and to become like. So her favorite people, well, is everyone that needs her, but especially women, children, her people who travel by sea, and people who now also she's used for traveling by air. In some restaurants, the image of Kwan Yin next to the food indicates that this is vegetarian. Because Kwan Yin is vegetarian. Do not offer her any chicken. Do not offer her any meat. Do not offer her any fish. Do not offer her anything but vegetarian. So nothing that would cause harm to a sentient being. Another image of her, I forgot, another attribute for her is a fish basket. And that's because she saved the grandson of a dragon who became, like, who took the image, who took shapeshifted into a fish and was caught in a fishing net, in which he was saved. So Mioshan is going to be the most famous story for Kuan Yin. So you're going to see some images where Kuan Yin looks very male, looks almost like an androgynous male. Those are sometimes harder to find. I would, if you want, snag them. So it says that she saves people by even sometimes just calling her name is sometimes enough to get her to come, especially in times of need. Now, exactly how and when Kuan Yin became a female in China is not very clear, and to this day is still debated among scholars. So some people like said, because when people were from the West came to China, they saw a male and they're like, no, 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 no. A male energy can't be just like this. Even though Christ, they said that Christ was. So they said, no, 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 that belongs, that identity should be a woman. There's other scriptures that said that she took a form of a woman to help, because women, they become more to Buddhism. It seemed more ideal to have someone of who was a woman. So more women, when they saw her, became Buddhist. There's other stories that think it was, I'm trying to think, around the 6th or 7th century is where she really became female. Well, definitely took the turn for feminine. So now when people know Kuan Yin, most people won't even associate her. Yeah, around the 7th or 9th century she became female. So when we mention Kuan Yin, no one knows about the male aspect. They always say, oh, female. But they forget that out of 33 forms, only 7 were female. But yet her feminine powers are so strong that she's known as a female. Wow, my cats are real quiet today. So, Kuan Yin Mioshan, who was actually a princess, of the daughter of Mioshan, who wanted to become Buddha against her father's wishes. But she asked permission at first to join the White Sparrow Nunnery, which he allowed, but he told the nuns to treat her terribly. Because, you see, he had no male children because of a past life of something he did. So he had 3 daughters, and Mioshan was the youngest. So he picked out the husbands for his daughters. And that was for them to have children of very prosperous, very powerful lines, for the grandson to take the throne. So the husband he picked out for Mioshan wasn't good looking, nor was he young. He was old, but that wouldn't matter to Kuan Yin, to Mioshan. She's a type of person in the stories where she was in a garden one day and she saw this lizard that was going to be eaten by another animal, by another bird. So she went and she grabbed the lizard, but she fell and hit her head, and she had a little scar, a little cut that turned in, became a scar. And she said, well, the scar was worth it to save this precious life. And that's for a lizard, in which she valued all life. She wanted the simple life. She didn't want the life of a princess. She didn't want the money. She didn't want the power of the authority of a princess had, or anything, any of the leisure life. She just liked the simple clothing, the simple life. When she was given harsh and terrible duties to do, and terrible work, and treated horribly, she accepted it. She didn't complain. She did it. She was happy, even though she was mistreated by the nuns at the command of her father. She ate vegetarian. She ate simply. She didn't have these luxurious dinners or breakfasts. She was very happy because she wanted to devote her life to the Buddha. And she won a lot of love and hearts, though. However, her father did everything he could, and finally he would lock her up in a tower where she was given horrible foods and to eat, in which she prayed to the Buddha, and she didn't complain. Finally, her father ordered her killed, and people, his men who loved her, felt terrible, but they had to do it. So they went to behead her, and they couldn't. So finally one of them strangled her, in which her head was not severed from her body, but she was strangled, and then this tiger was sent out by another deity from a mountain to grab her and bring her body. Now, even when she was, quotations, dead, she went to the underworld, to the land of the dead, where people were tortured. And she had such power that the Lord of the Dead had no power over her. And she turned all instrument of torture to flowers and things of beauty. She turns the roasting fires of hell of that place into water. She turned the ugly things into a paradise. She made it paradise. She made it heaven. She made it sacred, in which the Lord of the Dead complained to the celestials, look, do something about this, that there's going to be no balance. That means the bad people who done horrible things are not going to be punished. They're not going to learn their lessons. She literally also helped people get out, empty it, so that they can get away from that torment and either go on to a better life or, redo things they need to get out of that torment. So they didn't have to suffer before they reincarnated, or if they were, whatever, supposed to be there for thousands and thousands and millions of years on Earth time, that they no longer had to suffer. So something had to be done. So of course she there was a deal made where she left, and that, the Lord of the Dead that was head of the torture there was able, to commence, SOP, standard operative procedures. But even though she was ready to take a vow, she was ready to make heaven, she took a vow not to. So she is going to be with us until we no longer need to incarnate, till there's no more suffering, for she hears the cries of the world. She helps people, even bad or good, not to do bad things. She's not going to help people steal. She's not gonna help people hurt people. She's not that type, but she will help those, even if they're bad. She will help them. She will help them if they're suffering. It's not because of who they are, it's because of who she is. That's what she does. She helps people. She can exorcise bad spirits that are after you. That Kwan Yin can take on this form that, like, just this powerful form, that these spirits will have no power over her, and that you can use it to have mercy. Namo Kuan Yin Pusa is one of her mantras. And also another one, Om Mani Padme Hum. The jewel is in the lotus. So I know from the 5th to 11th centuries, again, she was more male, but from what I said before is where she started making the transition. But she was known as male. So from around the 7th to 9th, she began to, it's sort of like, because she started moving from the China's wild northwest frontier. So the Silk Road, where 7th to 9th century, she started to move across Asia. However, she was mainly male. So by the 5th to the 11th century, mainly male, but eventually becomes female. And she's mostly known as female, like I said. So there's a different sects in Buddhism. There's the Pure Land Buddhism, which is really, really Kwan Yin centered. Kwan Yin has made many miracles. She's usually seen as very young, uh, beautiful, a glowing light, a luminous glowing light around her, long black hair. She smiles, she giggles, she laughs. She's carefree, but she's very compassionate, empathetic, and powerful. So Kuan Yin can help you release shame. She can teach you how to transform your anger. She can help you through pain, especially if you're dying. She can help you to transition. She helps women to become pregnant, and at that time, a woman's social status was, of course, her husband, but also whether she can give birth or not, and if she gave birth to boys. So she would be used to give me a boy, but now girls too. I mean, of course, but we're talking about patriarchal there. To connect with your feminine side or your femininity. She is the goddess that teaches compassion and empathy. She helps towards enlightenment. If you want to become a Bodhisattva, she is an ascent. She's also known as, the New Age movement as Ascended Master. So if you want to become an Ascended Master, a Bodhisattva, or even a Buddha, if you no longer want to reincarnate, she helps you to experience happiness. She helps heal physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Again, if you need to see a doctor, as I always say, go see one. Take your medicine as prescribed. So other things that she will help you against, like evil spirits that want to hurt you. If you're being accosted, if someone's chasing you, or if you have like a wild animal after you, of course you run like hell, but pray to Kwan Yin. She says to help you with that. Kwan Yin also helps with if you feel panicky or anxiety, she can help you with that. She also helps you with spiritual pursuits, forgiveness, to forgive yourself, to forgive others, to have others forgive you, kindness, wisdom, miracles, grace, to learn how to meditate. She can help remove blockages in your energy. So if you're out in the sea and it starts getting rough, that people have called the Kwan Yin, and there are stories about how she would show herself. There are many stories. You can look them up. Very interesting stories about her. She teaches one to have mindfulness and to be thoughtful, to be considerate of others, and learning understanding, learning patience, learning to accept things, learning to tolerate things, learning to go with the flow. She's very nurturing. She's very nurturing. So she can help you with that. So if you're overwhelmed with guilt, she can help you to let that go. Now, there's also association with Kuan Yin with the indigenous Chinese goddess Cheng, which means the Holy Mother. And also, there's a goddess of the sea. Her name is Matsu. So she has associations with that. So in Tibetan Buddhism, many Buddhas and many male Buddhas and male Bodhisattvas became associated with female consorts or counterparts. Similar to sort of like the Hindu religion and the idea of having female energies or Shaktis or wives or girlfriends. So if you look at the Bodhisattva, Tara, in Buddhism she's a Bodhisattva, she's associated with Avalokiteshvara, where she was born from one of his tears that he shed for humanity out of compassion while observing all the sufferings of humankind and all the suffering of living beings being tortured by humankind. So like Kwan Yin, Tara's nature in essence is that of love, compassion, empathy, caring, and a savior. And there's also a Hindu Mahavija called, she's the second Mahavija, goddess Tara, which is different from Kwan Yin. Trust me. Oh my God, trust me. That this Tara is shown holding severed heads and necklaces or skulls around her neck, and she has weapons, and she's ferocious looking, pot belly, wears a crown with a star and a moon, crescent moon. So different. Now, Kuan Yin also became associated with a different goddess during this period. And maybe a bit later, she's an indigenous Chinese goddess called Pisia Yuan Tun. Pisia Yuan Tun. And that means Princess of the Motley Clouds. And also, she's also sometimes even called Shangmu. Now, we also have her associated with Ne Ne Nyang Nyang, which means Madam Lady. Ne Ne N-A-I, next word, N-I-A-N-G dash N-I-A-N-G. Nai Nai Nyang Nyang. Very popular in China. And that her Nai Nai Nyang Nyang dates back to the Han period of China. And actually her religion, her cult was dominated, guess what, by women who were concerned about primarily having children. Like, so now there's Kuan Yin. So we see Kuan Yin associated with fertility. Kuan Yin can be used to not only protect humans but also animals, nature. She's popular. A lot of her temples or images will be placed around bodies of water like ponds, lakes, rivers, waterfalls. Now, like I said, there is also, like I said, Matsu, and I forgot to mention that Matsu means granny or granny, like grandma. And I forgot to mention that she's popular in the Fujian province, southeast China, and was primarily worshipped by seafaring people and people who fish, especially those who fish. Matsu was just like Kwan Yin, often concerned with rescuing sailors at sea and performing miracles. So she was often depicted riding a boat. So Kwan Yin is a very patient, loving devotee. Oh, there's some Kuan Yins that have removable hands, and some people will remove the hands and say, "You can have it when you answer my prayer." I know that's a bit forceful, but you ever see those Kuan Yins with removable hands? Yep, they say they take the hands and you're supposed to, like, you hide it and say, "I'm not going to give it back to you till I have, a healthy child, or till, I get a job, or I mean, nothing ridiculous like I want to win $10 billion in the lottery." But yeah, and they would give it back to her and then give her offerings and promise offerings to her. So Mioshan, in that aspect, is also known in Taoism. So eventually, like, Buddhism became more popular than Taoism. But the Mioshan is also accepted in Buddhism, of course, because they talk about the Buddha. So if you're oppressed through karmic woes or have to endure innumerable sorrows, Kuan Yin will save you. Those who, well, no matter what evil gathers, or demons, or savage beasts, or age, sickness, sorrow, the ills of birth or death, Kuan Yin saves and allows one to also die peacefully, and to help remove the fear of death. So she has, they say that she is perfect in her merits. Her glance and just a smile is enough to bring compassion and grace and peace. That wherever she goes, she brings beauty. God, it's absolutely quiet here. What's going on with my cats? I think they had too much to play with today and too much to eat. But there also Kuan Yin. There's also this Kuan Yin, but there's also a traditional oracle that is used for Kuan Yin, in which, so among her crucial roles is that she's a goddess of divination. She's a Bodhisattva divination, and she may be petitioned. You can petition her to provide information in your dreams, that Kuan Yin can help you to see things that you need to see, or know things you need to know. She also presides over a type of divination. It's a specific system of divination of 100 poems attributed to this Bodhisattva that serves as a divination oracle device. But she can help you with divination. So if you want to do some tarot or oracle cards, or even use these cards, then do so. She can help you with that. So if you want to use, say, like I have a selenite crystal ball, and selenite is definitely her stone, but you can also use clear quartz for her. You can use that that she can help you with that. So let me go and get that statue, see if I could find it, because I forgot. And I gotta figure out where I put it. Oh. Let me go. I'm still here, guys. I'm just I think I know. I think I know where it is. I don't know where I put it. It's a little image. Here it is. Here we have Kwan Yin on dragons. And it's got some cat hair there. So that's an image with her with dragons. So let's go. Hey, you gotta be on the show. Joker. Sleeping. Let's go look at my other cats. Sir Mew Mew. Huh? I got him. He's taking a bath. Where are the others? Where are the others? Let me see if I can find everyone else. Nope, he's not here. I don't know where everyone is. Oh, I found one. Loki. Loki Lopison is asleep. They're all asleep. Kwan Yin also likes to put the energy of calmness. No destruction for y'all guys today. I know everyone had fun with the diopside. So, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Subscribe so you never miss. I love that when you subscribe or like my videos, it lets me know I'm doing a good job. It also helps the channel to grow. I do not have a Patreon account, so that's one way to pay me. Another way is to please help those in need, humans and animals. Help the earth, you know. Give generously to charities that help clean up the ocean, to help clean up pollution, to help animals, to help, you know, help at least plant a tree, help your fellow human beings. Be good to yourself and others. Share this video with your friends and family. Please share this video in your Facebook groups and whatever groups you belong to. And as always, blessed be.